Toolbox Talk 006, Manual Handling, Slips, Trips and Falls. This talk provides information on the duties of employees whilst at work. The aim of this briefing is to ensure all staff are fully aware of their legal responsibilities and duties in relation to manual handling, slips, trips and falls. The law with respect to this is all in the Health and Safety at Work Act, where an employer's responsibilities are outlined. The definition of manual handling, slips, trips and falls. Manual handling is defined as the transporting or supporting of a load, including lifting, putting down, pushing, pulling, carrying or moving, by hand or by bodily force. Load is not limited to inanimate objects, it includes people. Slips, loss of balance due to insufficient friction between the foot and the floor, e.g. wet or oily surfaces. Logical. Trips, when the balance is lost due to the foot hitting an obstacle or when there is an unexpected lower surface. And falls, when falling from a higher to a lower level in a downward movement. For example, falling from a roof. Okay, the employer must take reasonable care for the health and safety of themselves and others who may be affected by what they do or fail to do at work. Follow appropriate systems of work and provide appropriate equipment. The employer must conduct workplace specific slips, trips and falls, as well as a manual handling risk assessment. The employer must ensure that the workplace is maintained in an efficient state, in good working order and in good repair. And the employer must ensure that workplaces are kept free from obstructions and spills, are controlled and managed to minimise the risk of slips, trips and falls for everybody. The employee must ask for assistance if the load or weight or the size is excessive. The employer must always use mechanical aids where possible, e.g. trolleys, sack trucks, pump trucks, and the employee must ensure that travel routes are free from obstacles and are well lit. An employee must use designated walkways. And where possible, heavy loads should be broken down into smaller units. Operatives who regularly carry out manual handling operations will be given guidance in the correct techniques. The employee must report anything dangerous, e.g. damaged flooring, spills, and taking proper care of any personal protective equipment, for example, slip-resistant footwear. An employee must ensure the walkways through the workplaces are kept clear, no trailing cables, no obstructions, and they must keep floors and access routes clear. An employer must dispose of packing material and other wrappings carefully. Do not leave them lying around the floor. Keep working areas and storage areas tidy. Designate areas for waste collection. Use bins and skips and be aware of who is responsible for waste removal. An employee must clean any spills or leaks immediately, and the employee must signpost any slippery areas and make sure footwear with good grip is worn. Moving loads using incorrect techniques can lead to muscular injuries. This includes lifting, carrying, pushing and pulling loads. A note about pregnant women. Injuries received from the use of incorrect manual handling techniques or from handling loads that are beyond personal capability could harm the unborn child or mother, so they need particular care when they're in the workplace. Some of the main factors that often play a part in contributing to poor manual handling, slips or trips, accidents. Incorrect lifting, unstable or excessive loads, space restrictions preventing good lifting postures, uneven, slippery, defective, unstable floors, overcrowding of workplaces, poor lighting, space restrictions preventing good lifting postures, uneven floor surface and changes in flooring levels, wet or slippery floor surfaces due to spillages, indoors and outside, trailing cables, poor lighting, poor housekeeping, obstructions and poor signage. Don't leave it for the next person to clear it up. see it, sort it. Thank you.